How are you guys? It is the festive season. I'm yet to get my Christmas tree and put it up here for all of us. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for telling friends and sharing the link. The returning subscribers, I'm honored. The new subscribers, thank you so much. Today I'm very happy and I'm still running the video on how to harvest cassava. For those of you who have not watched it, please subscribe. And for those of you who have subscribed, look it up in one of the archives. You'll see that video on how to harvest cassava. I got 2 pieces of cassava and my dear, I cannot finish all of it. I have made so far a video on how to make cassava bread, what other friends in Nigeria or West Africa would call fufu. I've also showed you how to make cassava flour out of it, and today I'm going to make cassava munchies or cassava fries out of the same cassava. The advantage of using cassava is cassava helps with weight gain. For those of you who are struggling to gain weight and would want to add on some bit of weight, cassava also helps in reducing the chances of getting cancer. Cassava also helps in the boosting of immunity, the body immunity. It helps on lowering the risks of diabetes. Cassava also helps with the relief on symptoms of rheumatism. Guys, you just have to read about it and find out for yourself what else cassava can do. But there are so many. And once you find out, you keep it on your diet. Did you know that cassava leaves, if dried, sun-dried, they contain 25% of proteins that you can use as a sauce. I'll show you how to make a sauce out of cassava leaves, and that will be in the future videos, because even the leaves themselves are so helpful. So you can imagine what the things we can do out of cassava if the leaves themselves are beneficial and the roots are beneficial. Otherwise, today let's stick to the advantages and the things we can make out of cassava. Today it's the cassava fried. I've got myself here a piece of cassava that I'm using to show you how to make cassava fries or cassava fried. I'll start off by peeling it. Peeling cassava is very easy. You just make a line across and then twist the knife and flip. As you run it along the cassava, it should come off easily. As you can see, it's going on doing a clean sweep, and the peel is coming off. It will come off as one, and before you know it, your cassava is exposed, that white beautiful thing that is so nutritious. As you can see, this is my cassava now. Now the cleaning process starts. If you're going to fry it, if you're going to dry it, you don't need to scrape it like I'm doing now. But if you're going to fry it, you need to scrape it and remove that starchy, smooth layer that is on top. Because when you just fry it, it will come off bitter, or it may not give you that nice taste that you expect your cassava to taste as. So you scrape it off and keep still the other layer that is a bit rough. In other words, we are removing that smooth skin that is always covering the cassava before the peel. And once it is removed, you have your clean cassava. You can wash it and then slice it up to any size that you want, depending on your pan if you're going to fry. You can also steam it. You'll see one of the future videos when I've done it steamed and how it can come out. Because even when it's steamed, you don't have to prepare it plain. You can add things to it and still come out as the tasty cassava that you would want it. I'm removing this middle bit because when you're chewing, you don't want these stringy bits in there. You want it nice and crunchy on top but soft on the inside. So I'm removing this bit that is thread-like, and it leaves my cassava looking good. I'm slicing it thinner because I want them to cook quickly. Cassava tops will take about 5 minutes cooking. Whether steaming, whether frying, it's one of those that takes foods that take a short time to prepare. So I'm going to fry mine, and the first thing I do is slice it up into smaller chunks that are easy to cook, because that will take a shorter time, and my kids love them when they are not so huge. So the smaller, shorter ones I normally make for them, and us the big guys, we go for the bigger ones. Now after you've washed your cassava, you drain it out of the water and set it somewhere to dry. And then when it's dried, you can put on there, you can choose to put turmeric, you can choose to put garlic, and then boil. Now I'm going to get mine, put it in a pan, and put in some garlic powder and salt. Once I put garlic powder and salt, I will put it on fire for about, once it starts boiling, I'll take it off. The essence of putting it on fire is to steam and get some bit of the flavor, the salt, and also it is softer when you're eating. It is crispy on the out, but soft on the inside. So that is why I'm going to first of all boil it and allow the salt and garlic to enter my cassava, so that when I fry, there is garlic in there, for those of you who enjoy garlic, and there is salt. You can go ahead and add turmeric if you want to change its color. Like I'm going to add different things to my cassava. Now I'm just putting it in here for a short time. This won't be to cook it perfectly, because once it's overcooked, guess what will happen? It will become soggy, and then it will become hard to fry. So to avoid all that, just cook it for a shorter time. Now I'm going to add turmeric and salt. I'm putting some garlic powder because I want to be able to taste the garlic in the cassava. Guys, it tastes really nice if you have garlic in there. If you've not had it before, you will thank me once you've made it at home and you love it. Now I'm going to put some bit of turmeric because I want it to change the color, not so much, but just a little bit to give it a different color. And the aroma of garlic, of turmeric, I want just traces of it in there. Then I'll add some bit of water. I'm going to add some salt to taste, so that when it's fried, I don't add raw salt. It will be salt already in the cassava, inside and out. I'm not putting so much salt simply because I'm not going to submerge this cassava. Once it submerges, it will not be easy for me it won't be easy for me to take out and fry. So I'm just literally steaming it. For those of you who have steamers, you go ahead and steam it. But I don't have one. I hope someday I'll get one. For now, I'm using my pan and just adding a few spices, like I've put turmeric and salt and garlic powder. Now what I'm doing is trying to spread around the salt, garlic and turmeric, because it's going to literally be steaming, though not the actual way of steaming, because this is not a steamer. But if you have a steamer, go ahead and steam it with garlic and turmeric. And then you will see what we do with it after. Now this will sit on the fire for about 5 minutes. I'm just going to add a little bit of water so that it doesn't burn, but that water will allow the salt to get in the cassava and also allow it not to burn, and cook it on high heat. That way, even when it's not ready, the steam will do some magic, and when I'm frying, whatever is not ready will get its chance to fry, to get ready. So I'll put it on fire now. Guys, now when this cassava starts boiling, you take it off. Remember, we were supposed to steam it, but we are boiling, so time for me to take it off and work with it. I like the colors and the aroma of garlic and turmeric. It's like none other. Now I'm going to take it out and put it on a different tray, ready for frying. See, if you leave it longer than that, it would break up, because this is also one of those softies that you need to be careful with. Now this is just to get it started so that it can absorb these other ingredients. The essence of this is not to boil it or steam it. Now the one on top comes off steamed simply because it did not touch the water. The water was at the very bottom. So if you leave it to sit for long, the one at the bottom will become too boiled and will break up. And that's not what we want. I'm trying to drain it out of water so that I can fry. And whoever eats this will find there is garlic, there is turmeric, and the color is just inviting. Now I've drained all the cassava out of the water, as you can see, and now I'm preparing it for frying. Now I've drained it out. Time to put it in the oil. Once you see your oil is ready, you put it in the oil and let it submerge. This is deep frying, guys. The cassava will be crispy on the outside but soft on the inside. It will be such a nice twist. You will like it. For those of you who enjoy chili, you could have put chili while steaming so that when it gets ready, it's got those bits of chili in them. Now you can put as many as you want, depending on the size of the pan that you're using and the oil that you have. I still see room in my pan, so that's why I'm adding. I've got myself a tray and rack. These are going to help to drain the cassava of the oil, and then I'll take them out. As you can see, they've been submerged for about 5 minutes, and that is enough time for them to get crispy on the out and soft on the inside. So I'll take them out and let them drain completely of all the oil. Guys, they will be very tasty. Try making them at home. Even those who say they don't like cassava, they will love this bit because it smells garlic. If they love garlic, they will love this cassava. If they are lovers of color, there you have it. This cassava comes not as white as known, but with a color that is more inviting. Now I'm taking all of it out and then putting the next lot. If you have just a small piece that you're working with, still you can go ahead and make yourself some cassava at home. You just have to add any spice that you want. as long as you let it steam and then fry it after. But the steam should be about 2 minutes. Don't let it get too ready, because then it will break up when you're trying to transfer it for frying. Now in this state they are half cooked, they are not totally there. That's why you see they are not easily breaking. But had they been ready, they would not do this. They would break up, because cassava is one of those soft foods as well. Guys, my cassava is ready and I've plated it. I'll just put a drizzle of salt on the tomato and onions. We call it in Uganda kachumbari. And there you have it. This would be good for breakfast, healthy as it is, and it would be good as an evening snack, a starter for those of you who do starters. Go ahead and enjoy yourselves and have a nice time with your family. Thank you so much for watching, for subscribing, for sharing the link and telling friends about the channel. Until next time, God bless and bye-bye.